can't stop. A family shop. Think Thayer. Come on, let's get rolling. Come on, let's get moving. Think Thayer.
At Ford Field for MAC Media Day, head football coach Dino Babers is with us. And Coach, it's, I guess, signaling the end of the quote-unquote off-season, although you guys are always working to some extent, but kind of a good feeling to know that the season is approaching.
You know, the young men have been working hard. They've been lifting weights. They've been running. Right now they're on their 9-day break for vacation before we start camp on the 6th of August. And, you know, anytime that we start with Media Day, that summer's over. It's football time again, and hopefully we'll have a nice long fall based off of our spring and our summer and get some warmer games back there on the back end. Can't wait.
Coach, I want to ask you about the two players you had with you here at this event, Matt Johnson, Zach Coleman. Unique in that two team leaders that really didn't play at all last year and had to come about it in a different way. Just give us your take on both those guys, their road back, and what you expect from them this year.
You know, I look at it like a savings account. Those guys have made a lot of deposits on this football team. They've got big bank. We can make some withdrawals on them on offense and defense. Even though they didn't play last year, I just felt that among with a handful of other guys, because you can't bring everyone, I just felt that they really deserved, from an offense and defensive standpoint, to come out here and represent this football team. But I got to give a shout out to Travis Green. I think he's exceptional, and if I had a third one, he'd have been standing right here next to me.
No doubt. You talked about camp approaching. From the head coach perspective, what are some of the main things to get done in fall camp for this edition of the Falcons?
I think we've got to make sure that our toughness is in check. We're going to have a tougher camp. We're going to have to tackle, be a lot physical. We got to let the young people grow up. Our non-conference is no joke, and we've got to make sure that we can meet the physical challenges that we're going to have throughout the season. So we've got to make sure that we bang enough in conference. I mean, in camp, and when I say bang, controlled, where we know exactly who will and who will not hit, so that we don't put somebody in a situation early in the season that may not be comfortable in the position that we're putting them in.
Coach, year two for you here at BGSU and Falcon Fast. You implemented that last year, and we've said year two is the year it really takes off. Talk about the physical transformation of some of your guys now through a whole cycle with you and your program.
You know, year two, between game 4 and 6.
Yeah,
I haven't changed. But, you know, the offensive line, they're walking around with their shirts off. They've got their 2-packs and their 4-packs going. They've lost about 150 pounds between them. They look great. The work that the defensive line's done has been exceptional. And then you look at our skill kids. They've been there all summer. Matt Johnson has been running that offense along with James Kanapke, and those guys have done a great job, and they've really increased the tempo at which they practiced this summer. And hopefully that'll all pay off, and it'll look different to not only to the community and to the alumni, but even to the media, that you can notice a difference on how much better prepared and how fast not only the offense is playing but also the defense.
Coach, before we let you go, a lot of times at these events we neglect to talk about the special teams, and I know you probably want to. You got two of the best coming back.
You know what? I love our specialists. I think our long snapper is fantastic, Greg. I think TT, obviously Tyler, I think he's an NFL kicker, and then Joseph, I think the world of him. Every time I look at him and I see that big body punting the football 40-something yards, I keep thinking, I know he can play another position. He looks too good just to be a punter. But I'm really excited about all the guys, and Anthony, our kickoff guy, Anthony. I said, you know, all those guys are really good at their jobs. They really work well together, and I feel very confident and very secure about our kicking game in all aspects.
Head Coach Dino Babers, I know the plan is to reconvene you here right back at Ford Field in early December. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Todd.